Stars, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna tell you guys how I do my first lesson, or my introductory lesson. So if you don't know what this is the very first lesson that you do when you are teaching a class for the very first time. So if you are completely new to Japan, you have to introduce yourself to the students that you will be teaching for the year. If you are not a new teacher, you have to introduce yourself to the new students. So every year I have to do an introductory lesson to the students who are just entering the school. I can only speak about junior high school because that's the level that I teach for public schools. I'm not sure what is done for elementary school. For my part-time jobs, I teach private lessons, so I don't need to introduce myself because they don't see me every day, or I don't go to the location every time. So this is for public schools, people who work for Interact and maybe for Jet. Every school has their own rules, and each teacher has their own rules. So it's like if you have 5 teachers, you have 5 different personalities, so you have to adjust the lessons based on what the teacher tells you to do, because you are an assistant language teacher. You are not the teacher of the class, you are assisting the teacher. So there will be times when you have to teach a lesson on your own, and there are times when you teach with the Japanese teacher. So what usually happens for me is, well, most of the time I am given a topic and then I plan a lesson based on the topic that I'm given. If I need the teacher's help, then I'll let them know that, okay, I'm gonna need you to help me with this part. For your introductory lesson, it might be 10 minutes, it might be 50 minutes, it might be the entire session, which is like 50 minutes if you're junior high school. Yeah, so know that we're missing a whole month of lessons. I don't think that for my new students, like the students coming into junior high school from elementary school, I don't think I'll be able to get like a full lesson with them, because in previous times I had the class for the entire 50 minutes, but because of the fact that school is now 1 month behind, I think everything will be packed. So I'm gonna let you guys know how I usually do it, and how you guys can actually reduce the time if you get like 5-10 minutes. So okay, so the first thing that you want to do is a warm-up. If you're told to introduce yourself to the class for only 5 minutes, I don't think that a warm-up would be necessary in my opinion, because a warm-up is like 3 to 5 minutes thereabouts, so you wouldn't need to do like a warm-up for that. If you have like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or the entire class is 50 minutes, then you can add a warm-up in it. When you're deciding on the warm-up that you want to do, ensure that you select something very simple, because this will be your first time meeting these students and you don't know what their English level is. So something very basic, very simple would be ideal for your first lesson. After the warm-up, you can do your introduction. So you can tell them your name, or if you want to do the name for the warm-up, you can go ahead. Before all of this, of course, you have to greet them. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you, blah blah blah. The warm-up, and then you can say, oh, I am Sashoni, blah 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 blah. And then now after that, this is where the flashcards will come in. So if you get 5 to 10 minutes, I would say just go right into it. So if you have flashcards, you have to show them the flashcards pretty quickly, because you have to follow the time. I usually have 50 minutes. Yeah, so I would stretch this out. So for example, what I would say is, can you guess where I'm from? Okay, and then of course students will volunteer. If they are shy, because this will be the first time that they are meeting you, then you can give them hints. So like, okay, am I from America? Am I from Jamaica? Am I from India? Like I said, every school is different, so you should find out if the school has like a point system, or if they don't, then you can actually buy stickers or get stickers from the school. If you buy stickers, ask your company to reimburse you the money. But I usually just buy stickers and I never remember to ask to be reimbursed, or I usually lose the receipts, so I can't get reimbursed. Anyway, so what I usually do is like, you know, like I always ask them, oh, where do you think I'm from? And then they'll tell me, oh, you're from Jamaica, and then I'll just put like a Jamaican flag here. So on the board you're gonna need like magnets, or you can get the things to put at the back so that you can, you know, put them on the board like this. So I have 2 columns. So I have one for Jamaican stuff, one for Japanese stuff, because you also have to remember that these kids, they are not fluent in English. So if you have a comparison beside your country, then they'll understand, oh, okay, she's from Jamaica, I'm from Japan. So I'll have 2 columns here. If you don't have these printed already and you want to do it, you can print them at any convenience store. So of course you put it on a thumb drive. You have to save these in PDF, I think PDF, and I'm not sure if you, yeah, I think you have to save these in PDF for them to be printed. If you have them in Word document, it won't actually come up for you to print. Okay, so again, this is Japan, so I put it on the Japan section, and this is a map of Jamaica. So this is Jamaica, that's Japan. And then next I would say, okay, what sport is this? So I put it in Japan section, and then I'll ask them, what is a popular sport in Jamaica? And then of course you try to get volunteers. If they're shy, try to give them an example, try to motivate them to answer. So okay, 1 point for trying, 2 points for correct answer, or something like that. Or stickers. You have to try to, you know, encourage them to speak, because at first they're gonna be very shy unless they're like a very noisy group, which I like noisy classes. Yeah, so then I'll say, okay, track and field. I'll say, okay, this is a picture of a beach in Japan, and this is a picture of a beach in Jamaica. In Jamaica we have many beautiful beaches, or whatever it is. Food in Jamaica, so of course you have Jamaican patty. This is what stewed chicken, cornmeal porridge. You can always ask them like, what is this? What animal is mutton from? If you have the full hour, you want to stretch it out, because that's 50 minutes. So if you're just showing flashcards, you're gonna have a lot of time when you're finished if you don't stretch it out. So try to ask as many questions as you can. So all of these can ask questions. So for example, if I still have a lot of time, I can elaborate on this. Have you ever eaten mutton? Of course you want to say, yes I have, no I haven't, or stuff like that. Or a next question, what is your favorite food? That could be a question, because we're talking about food. So like I said, you have to find a way to stretch the lesson out if it's a case where you see that you're gonna have a lot of time remaining. Okay, so this is it. Next you can ask, okay, what's this? Fried chicken. And then jerk chicken. This is my favorite food, guys, my favorite food. I love jerk chicken. This is what gets them excited, because this is actual money. I accidentally carried Jamaican money to Japan, so I have this Jamaican $1,000 and Japanese 1,000 yen. So I just walk around the class and show them so that they can see. After you're through with going through the flashcards, then you can open the floor for them to ask you questions, because they're gonna be very curious about you, because you're a foreigner, you're coming from a different country. They want to know about you, but they are probably very shy and they don't know how to ask you. So that's where the Japanese English teacher would come in. So you can have an incentive where, ask me anything. If you ask in English, you get 2 points. If you ask in Japanese, 1 point, because you want them to try. Okay, it's an English class, but maybe not everyone can ask you a question in English. So if they try, still encourage them to do so. And then if they ask in Japanese, you can also ask someone in the class to translate to English, so that, you know, they're learning along the way. Yeah, so so for me, if it's a 1 hour class, after I'm through with the flashcards, then I have a little quiz. So this is my actual quiz that I give them. So it's called Sashoni's quiz. I have 5 multiple choice questions. I read the questions and then I give them some time to circle the correct answer. When I'm through, then I'll review the answers, because if I don't review the answers, then I'll have to collect for the entire grade and then I'll have to mark. So what I do, I go through the answers same time. So I'd say, okay, who wants to read number 1? So they will read number 1, or if they can't, then I'll read number 1 again, and then what's the answer, and then they raise their hand and then tell me the answer. Okay, and then at the end you write your score. If you get perfect score, then you get, at my school we have a point system, so I try to give them as many points as possible because I want to encourage them to work and to, you know, to try. And they actually get S points for Sashoni. So I have my own point system at my school, so S point for Sashoni. After this, then I have a little memo section. So here they can write anything that they want to write to me. If these are first graders, they might not be able to write in English. So if you want them to write in Japanese, you can, but how will you respond to them, and how will you understand what they're writing if they're writing Japanese? It's up to you. I ask them to write in English. I can't read Japanese. And then so they write their questions or their statements, and then I will respond. So like any question, like what food do you like, and then I'll respond, I like jerk chicken. What Japanese food do you like? I like yakisoba. What's your favorite animal? Whatever. So once they're through with this, I'll collect. You're gonna have kids who want to ask me a question, but they're afraid to ask so that the entire class can hear. So that's where the memo would come in. If time is still left, then I just let them ask me more questions or play a game. For your introductory lesson, you're just pretty much introducing yourself to the kids. So just make it very simple. The simplest way for you to do this is by using flashcards. I've been using these for, this is gonna be my 3rd time using these flashcards, because I came to Japan in August 2018. So I used them for the very first time that I came here, and I had to do the introductory lesson for the 3 grades: 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, which is middle school. So junior high school to grade 7, 8 and 9 I had to do it for. And then last year I did it for only the 1st graders, and then this year I'm gonna have to do it for the 1st graders again as well. So yeah, so if you don't want to do flashcards, you can do like a PowerPoint presentation, but you have to also remember that if you're going to do a PowerPoint presentation, do you have a laptop at school that you can use? Do you have access to all those stuff so you can do it? Because I've done PowerPoint presentations, but you have to ensure that you don't waste your time. Unless, okay, so you can do a PowerPoint presentation. So you can do these in PowerPoint presentation. If your school don't allow you to present PowerPoint to the students, then you can just print out these, and there you go, problem solved. If you have any questions about your introductory lesson, you can let me know in the comment section below, and as always, if not, then you can send me a DM on Instagram. That's it for today. Bye guys, stay safe. For my warm-up activity, I do a guessing game using my family tree.